What's poppin' people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We have finals. It's your boy on Bagra facing off against the Luga list. I was able to take it versus a Pokemon in our first week of the BT15 locals. This one's gonna be a fun one. A lot of tech's been put in for BT15 to try and make it as difficult for the meta decks as possible to play. Ooh. Fenrir finds Fenrir, bins off another, but it's after finding a rookie, which is a nice change. We are also on a rookie, and we're going to Digicross to play out the Uamano, which chokes into one. The new Luga, not going to be loading an AG from trash or anything like that, so not a super fast start, but we do have an AG set up for the next one. Going to swing in to security, get our draw one, trash one. There's the other Luga. Still looking kind of nice. We're gonna roll back what we did, but we're gonna end up doing it anyway, is the thing. So it's not that big a deal. We're just gonna end up Digicrossing Digicross. It sets up something that will pop, should we need to. Now, when attacking is by trashing one card in your hand, delete a 3k or less, which isn't gonna pop any of our things. But if there's a tamer with the mind link, then he gets to draw one. We do have the Madleomon here, which will trash a source off to steal a memory when he draws one. So swing, nothing to delete, pitches a Fenrir, gets to draw one, and then we get to let him resolve all effects. We're going to trash one to steal a memory and force him to trash a card. He forgot about taxes, and is going to swing in and is going to die on that first one. And then we're passing over to memory. The first and last time I think we're going to be seeing Saf just forget about taxes. All it takes is one. We'll see the save from trash. Which does mean we get to set up quite nicely. We're going to load up two sources now to play the Troopmon for one. And then we're going to play Soundbirdmon just to choke to one as well. So we're set up quite nicely with the 3-wide aggro. Going to gain one by putting the AG underneath, and then AG start of main as well is going to gain one memory. The tax now is if you play a Digimon or a Tamer, then we will pitch one to gain a memory, and then gain a memory as well off of the pitched source, which effectively means we're stealing two. Luga set up, you can see, figuring out whether he has to go for the attack, evolve for 3. It's whether he can get into the Fenrir and keep turn or not is what he's trying to figure out here. And it's just, the Troopmon was a tech. I used to not be a huge fan of it. It depends on the meta, but right now, Troopmon is fantastic. There's so many Digimon that are playing things by effects, like Anubis, or, you know, Apocalypse playing itself, or Fenrir is playing out a bunch of Digimon, or the Tamer's playing out end of turn. There's a lot of ways that you can proc the Troopmon to catch people. He is going to play the Tyranno off the effect, which searches top 4. And it adds 2 cards with SOC, I believe. So it's going to add the Hell Luga, and it is going to add the AG. Bottom deck the other 2. And then any other effects. No other effects. So we're going to pitch one, which steals 2 memory. So that is going to pass us over. We do have 3 bodies here. 2 blockers. And I think I make a misplay here. I think what I should have done is... try and just play the Bagra here. Instead, I'm going to commit just to try and get as many sources underneath. And we're going to let the last check go through, which is going to save. And I'm going to try and swing that last one, not realizing that because the AG was still in there, he had a blocker. So what I think I should have done is I should have just gone for the Bagra source just here. Just play it slightly cheaper. And we're going to put the Soul Luga under the Tyranno, and it's going to pass over 4 memory, which is going to turn into 5 thanks to the AG. But yeah, we're not done just yet. The problem is 5 memory is a lot to play with. If he puts a card underneath, he's going to lose a memory to attempt to burn a security. We do have the 13k blocker, but I mean, if we just get popped by Fenrir, it just clears it. We don't have a way of saving either. There's no Blastmon. So I think because I think I was trying to fish for a Blastmon is why I swung so many times. Like the double Soundbird, I don't even hate that much because you're just trying to set up quite nicely for a big one. And I think what I probably should have done is just go for the Uemano and then Bagra as cheap as possible. Yeah, we're gonna see the Hellugar here, so he's just gonna try and... I think he's just gonna try and keep turn. Oh, go for a Gazi, passes over 2, end of turn. Draw 2, bring back a Luga, and then he has to pitch 3 in order to pop the Bagra. That's gonna pitch 3, which is going to clear off the 6, nothing in raising, puts us over on 2, and this is where things get a little bit dicey now, because yes, we set up a guaranteed rookie at end of turn, but we don't have a means of passing low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the Choo-Choo-mon, which yes, is gonna give him an unsuspend target, but when it dies, we're gonna save back 1. So we're just trying to figure out whether it's worth it or not. It might have actually been not the right play. He's gonna go Luga. Luga gonna pitch the Luga in order to pop the 3k. And then he's going to get his draws. So we're just going to let him do the full combo here. Go into Soulmon. Soligar effects. Going to play Fang. And the problem is because we had the Shoutmon underneath, we weren't actually able to set up a Troopmon here to make sure that he definitely passes turn. It's going to pass over a bajillion memory. But Fang's going to bring back the... Fang's going to help set up. And then we are going to go into Tyranno plus Luga. Alliance on the Fang means this is going to swing. We are now finally going to get that extra memory off of the deletion from the Chumon, off the Tamer, and then there's the Tyranno proccing now. So he's managed to clear board again. He sets up 1 blocker. And here you can see the problem is, again, we don't have a Bagra or anything really to get rid of it. It's just a natural blocker. Going to swing 2 checks, clears this over, and then gains back 2 memory off of the now red new sources, rather than getting them off of playing Digimon as end of attack. So it makes the Fenrir really difficult to play with. We're going to get the block on the Tyranno, which is going to save, draw 1, gain a memory. We still don't have Blastmon in trash. I think that's what we're looking for. Yeah, we're just confirming. We're going to go buzzing, check top 3. Add to hand, trust the rest, load a purple source. Gonna load up the extra blocker, gain a memory and draw 1. Gonna buzzing again, finds the Uemano. We're just gonna trash it off, load another one. And we still can't find the Blastmon. If we can find the Blastmon, it's not game, but it's still pretty difficult. The fact that he's gone so wide now makes it really difficult to do this. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to Darkness Bagra. Play it for 2, shoot the Fenrir. Goes over to 0, and now it's going to make it so when he attacks, we lose 5. So we're actually going to have to shoot the Darkness Bagramon. That's really annoying. No protection. Are we just going to have to Digicross? Digicross Muso with Toir. Just to get the D-Digivolve. There's nothing cheaper we can do. We're going to load a Toirmon underneath it. Troopmon underneath is the top source. It's one of those awkward things, like, we could have tried to shoot the Fenrir, but we needed to get rid of the Gazimon, and we didn't have a means of popping. If we find the Blastmon, we take game here, but I also think if we'd gone for the Bagra earlier, I think we wouldn't be in this situation where we're staring down double blocker. Being a on-play blocker, the Tyrannomon's actually really, really useful in this situation. Yeah, so he's just going to Digivolve first, then lose 5. Digivolve for 4, draw. Play out 3 Digimon. Tyrannomon effect is going to pick up the Luga. We're running low on cards, but he's still presenting pretty dangerous lethal on board. Going to pitch out 5. Steals us down to 0. All Tamers back to hand. Going to swing, pops the Darkness Bagra. And that's going to be 2 checks. And then is going to be able to swing to snatch back game 1. Right, going into game 2. Both of us keeping our opening hands with a rookie and a Uemano. What more could you ask for? I see a Luga in the back. He's going to place over a Luga. I'm going to swing Soundbird Mon. I'm going to place the Tuara underneath, which is going to be that draw game 1. I'm going to hit into a Wisdom Training, which is not ideal. We're going to go into a Troopmon just to set up the Floodgate, and then we are going to Mad Leomon Arms mode to Digicross from hand and Digicross with the Source in order to choke him to 1 and set it so if he adds a card to his hand by an effect, then we'll trash 1 Source to draw 2. And if he plays the Digimon or Tamer, then we will be able to pitch the Source in order to gain a memory. Trying to figure out, it looks like he's going to try and crack the training to go into Soul for 0. Not going to play out a Digimon because there's nothing to play out. He's going to try and swing at security. Going to pitch the Fenry. It's going to be 12k 1. If we take the block, then we'll steal a memory, but he's going to gain back 2, so he's still going to keep turn. So we're actually going to not commit to the block. I think we're going to try and preserve the floodgates on board. And he's going to hit a Taiki, so we're rewarded for it. And then he's going to play the Tyrannomon. Tyrannomon is going to play it. He also didn't get the pop, so the unsuspend is just from playing the Tyranno, but we're also going to gain the memory off of it, and then because he added a card to his hand by effect, we're also going to get the draw too. So pretty decent value. Start of main, going to load up a Mad Leomon under the Taiki to get the draw. Choo-Choo-mon in the back, and we're going to see the Troopmon swing in because now it's kind of got less value. If it trades favorably, then we get pretty decent draw. We're going to get the draw off of the Monimon and then save the Troopmon under the U. 9 memory is a whole lot to play with. We're going to go for a Buzzing Fist. This time we're going to take the Blastmon because we know it was the win condition last time. We're going to load up underneath the U. Going to go for a Digicross. 4 cost. Putting us down to 3. It's going to Digivolve the Fenry. And we're just trying to figure out, like, we don't have a means of closing out just yet, so we're going to Digicross from hand for 2, and then we're going to Mad Leomon Digicross once again. So that is a big ass board. We are basically just saying you do not have Death X, which, you know, is a gamble. It certainly is a gamble, but like we're down 1 after choking game 1, so we're just like putting it in a situation where he has to work hard for it and dig for Death X, and we've seen a decent amount of card draw, but he's also been revealing stuff of Tyranno, so we haven't seen any inkling that Death X is in the deck after we saw so many cards played. Still 2 memories. We can still play the Gazimon, so yeah, that's going to stop us from gaining mega value. We were actually just setting up here to Blastmon for game, but we now actually just have enough cards on board that we can just swing. Still going to resolve all of our effects and all that, but yeah, we are just cooking straight through, and we're going to take it without Blastmon.
Matrix Digivolution.
What's poppin', Tamers? We're back with Player Ammo once again. A bunch of people ask me why I drink Player Ammo, and it's because they sponsor me. Duh. Jokes aside, I actually was drinking Player Ammo before all of that, because I actually don't have much of a sweet tooth, and I find a lot of energy drinks to be too sweet, especially a lot of the powder brands, but the no sugar approach for Player Ammo and their focus on more tart, like sour flavors, really suits my palate. The Fruit Punch is really just fruity and packs a nice kick. The Blue Raspberry is really, really nice as well, nice and sour, kind of like when you get those slushies. If you want something a little bit on the sweeter side, there's the Strawberry Lemonade, which is more strawberry than it is lemonade. And they do have the lemon flavors as well. And I can tell you for a fact that the new black cherry flavor goes foolish. Yeah, the way I mix mine is by getting the dry powder in and then getting a little bit of water in and just mixing it around to try and make a slurry. Then I add up to half the bottle and shake it a baby. All right, game 3, the third decider. We could have had this as a clean tour, but we messed it up, and now we got to play out the decider game to figure it out. We're going to go Gumdramon, and then we're going to play a Choo-Choo-Mon, which is going to double hit. We're going to take the Darkness Bagra and the Uamano. Passing over 4 is a lot, but we just got to do what we can. We're going to see the Wisdom Training, and, ooh, second Wisdom Training, which means he's probably going to be passing up enough memory that we can play a U, which I don't fully agree with. I think I would have just liked to see the AG straight away. Gonna swing in, we're gonna get the draw and gain 1. We're gonna swing in the Choo-Choo-Mon, and then we can play a nice low pass. Gumdramon for 2 plays under, so maybe we're missing a level 4 from the looks of it. Gains the 1 and then loads from trash. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, the double training, I guess, is gonna pay off. Hitting trainings would suck. Analog Youth finds Soul Luga. Yeah, we're just looking at this. There's no floodgates in hand, so that's why we went with the Gumdramon. I think we're just digging as much as possible. We do have a blocker to at least take one of the chips off the board. And we're gonna have Soul Luga go into the Fenri. I don't think there's much to play back. I think he was hoping the Black Gatomon would trash. Oh, cooked. Astral Snatcher, first off the top. We love to see it. And that is going to just end his turn because we are now at 0. Nothing on board, though. I'm going to see Buzzing Fist. Fine, stop 3. We're going to take the Uamano, and then we're going to play underneath. And I think we just go second U here, right? No, we're going to play for board control. 1, 2, 3. And Blastmon is just going to swing at the Black Gato. No security, no piercing. In the long run, I'm not sure this was super worth, but I guess the idea is we're just putting him far back. It costs a lot, is why I'm not super happy about it. Oh, and he finds the Hell-Lugamon as well. Like, if he didn't find Hell-Lugamon, then maybe this was worth it, but the fact that he found Hell-Lugamon made things really, really awkward. He's gonna evolve for 2 here, gonna blow himself up. Take the Blastmon with him. Admittedly, I guess we did sack off the top with the Astral Snatcher, so him finding it off of the 4. He actually did an analog. Oh no, he did analog youth. Which cuts it down. Of course, hitting a training makes things incredibly difficult. Yeah, so now we're having to try and figure out how we do this. Do we just leave it? Yeah, we're gonna Digicross. Cross with a blocker, cross with a source. Gonna play that for 0. And then we're just gonna set up double memory gates. So he's just been stopping us from being able to get a second U down, so we're only gonna be able to reduce costs by 6 on all of these. Which is kind of annoying for when we want to go into our like bigger Bagras. We're kind of relying on hitting one in security. We do have a blocker. He's going to play out the Luga. Doesn't add any cards to hand because it's not a Troopmon. There's nothing fired. So we're stopping him from being able to play the Tyranno, but he's still playing around having a... playing around these floodgates because they're not stopping him from doing what we want him to do. You can see he actually chooses to go wide here, wants to go for the Fang, but can't. So instead goes for a Luga, so that way he doesn't add any cards to hand and there's no floodgates to steal turn. He is instead going to swing, get the unsuspend, and we are going to take the block now whilst we can. He's going to swing, pop something to get the alliance. It's going to be 2 checks. Swing, do it again. And there it is. Black Gatomon going to snatch it up. Just didn't see the floodgates in time, and we were killed off by the Hell-Luga. But just showing that Bagra really can hang with the big dogs here in BT15. If you like what you saw and you do want to see more, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and consider joining the memberships to get these awesome videos early. Until next time, y'all, stay safe.